We're back for part 2 of the great guitar build off 2020. So the idea is to make sort of an SG2000 inspired guitar. I printed this out off the internet and used it to make a template. Wound up not really using the template because it cleaned up all the way to my line on the sander, and it's nice and smooth, and I really don't see any need to gouge it up on a router table. So we are flat and square. We need a little sanding and a little bit of filling. I want to try and keep it clear. I like the, I kind of like being able to see the seams. I don't know if you'll be able to see them here on the camera, but there's seams like a brick wall. I was thinking about highlighting those with that black tight bond, or not tight bond, star bond that we all like to use, and then make it kind of a red, dark red wash to make it look like a red brick wall with black mortar. I kind of like that look. I don't know if it will look great on here. I think it would look good on the back. I really do. Or just a light dye that just lets it all go through. I'm going to have to use some kind of grain filler. This oak has got wide open pores, but I don't think that's going to be all that big a deal. So we're going to show some action footage of me playing around with some power tools to get from the big slab that I made to this sort of guitar-y looking thing here. But I'm happy with it. I actually like it. I think it's gonna. It's not screwed up yet. I have a nice template on the way. It's going to be for pickups in a neck pocket. It's going to be useful for this guitar and another one, headless guitar that I started actually last summer and just kind of died out on. It's been sitting for a while, but we're going to get that back going. That's going to have a couple of humbuckers and a single coil in the middle, and that's going to be bolt on. This one, I'm still not sure exactly what I want to do with the neck. I'm going to have to just, I guess, measure it and try and wing it. I have some wood I think will do. I'll have to do a scarf joint for the headstock, but so what? We can do it. The other guy's not around today. He's not around when things go good. Alright, so here I am cutting my body in half. This is like a very fear-filled thing for me, but I use my planer to plane them down. This would have taken me forever with a hand plane, even if it was exceedingly sharp. These things work brilliantly. It's going to make my life a lot easier and quality a lot better. So I wasn't going for a certain thickness. I just wanted everything to all clean up and both halves be the same. I tried to plane it briefly, but my plane wasn't sharp enough and, for this material anyway. And but my sander, however, is square. It's perfectly square. It's brilliant. Just the handiest item probably I could ever have is that oscillating belt sander. That is one handy, useful, 1,000,001 use item. Now I forgot to record gluing the two halves together, but here we are with my bandsaw that I got for free, and so it's a bit it's got issues. Well, it's trying to fall off its wheels right here, and it does here at some point. Although I may have already propped it up on a couple of wood blocks. The head keeps trying to dive over. This one you can, set at an angle up to 45 degrees. And it, in a heavy cut, man, it wants to do it on its own without, if you're not watching, you'll grossly undercut your line. That's why I have a big fat magic marker line on there, so that if it undercuts, I've got a little bit of buffer. Also, when I made my template in glued, I printed out some a picture that sort of followed the dimensions of the SG2000, and kind of when I shaped the template and fared it up, it seems like I felt like I lost about the width of the binding around the body, which is okay because I'm just eyeballing the shape pretty much anyway. So, but the sander here, actually, I can control it very well, and it does just a beautiful job. And when I got up kind of close, I didn't see any reason to strap it onto the template and try and run it around my table router, because those mine is a Harbor Freight Special, and I've had pretty decent luck with it, but I view it as a necessary evil, and for guitars that I want them to fit a case profile like a Strat or a Tele or whatever, yeah, I will use templates all the time, but for this, it looked good without taking that risk. Oh. So anyhow, back into the video. We've got the body pretty well laid out. I held this up to the back of a Les Paul. I need to deepen this treble side cutaway a little bit. I'll probably match it up on this side. I had the way the church pew sections uprights are shaped. There's 3 of them that look like this in the back, and there's a piece of plywood here. This is the back of the thing with cushions on it. And this leads out to the curvy seat part, and then under here there's support, and there's 3 of these on a 14-foot church pew, and then there's 2 ends. And the ends are different. They have an armrest and all that stuff. So the bottom parts of this, the part that was over here, I cut into thinner strips and I've made into a Mustang body, and I haven't been videoing that, but I've been working on the side, and I keep screwing up the neck on it. I think it's pretty level now. I might have to shim the neck up. I don't know. I haven't really decided. But anyhow, there was 3 of these backs left over when I cut the squarish part off to make the Mustang body out of. And I've taken 3 of those and I planed them down, and I didn't film any of this stuff so far, although it's really not that much work, but I planed them all the same thickness, and I glued 2 of them together, and I've had what is probably my best experience with a plane. I got one of my planes razor sharp yesterday, the other one, I don't know, I need to work on that a little more. And it's square, and it's flat, and it's smooth as a baby's butt, so I like that. Now the ends aren't square. There's a little bit of splittage from this splitting around out on this side for a while. So I'm going to cut this back off square. And there's a whole bunch of stock here that's going to have to get cut off. But my idea is, if you can see this line here, is to move that forward. That would be the back of the tang. This would be the back of the pocket. There'd be a little tang here of an 1.5 inches or whatever the pocket width of the pickup is, and that's going to be at 4 degrees. I've got some MDF, and folks, You can go on your local Nextdoor app right now, or Facebook Marketplace. There's all kinds of free tables and stuff. They're not wood. Sometimes you get lucky and score some wood. I've done it. Like this church pew is free. And this red oak, you're gonna have to deal with stuff like that. And I've got a nice maple table that I got for dirt cheap, and I got some bodies out of that and a couple more to come. But all that MDF, you know, a lot of it's 1 inch or more, super heavy furniture. Man, you can make all kinds of templates and router sled rails and all kinds of stuff for that, you know, and they're all flat and thick and heavy, and that's really, really good stuff for, I've got all kinds of stuff I've been making out of that. That stuff, and it's free. It's all over the place, free. And a lot of times those tables will have maple legs, so you can make necks out of them. I've got, in fact, a bunch of them. They're kind of sketchy. A few of them might be headless because those are a little short, but we're going to see how scarfing goes on this. So anyhow, the neck plan is to, like I say, cut the butt off, and we're going to then we'll measure forward from there to the nut. And at the nut, we're going to cut this off at 11 degrees. You can probably see there was a line on there. It's kind of faded now, and that's probably not where it's going to be, actually. We're going to go 11 degrees because that way, if it's 13, nobody gives a crap, and I won't. And if I go for 17 because I want to be a Gibson purist and it's 19, then what do I do? What if it's 21? If it's 11 and I'm off by 4 degrees, and it's 15, I'm in like Flint. Now, what's going to happen, I think, is this one, then this remaining third leg, I'm going to maybe split down the middle, but I don't think so. We're going to see how much I can get out of here, but I'm thinking this darn near whole thing might be the headstock. And if I put it on big and thick like this, I'll have plenty of room for a volute. Because I like those and I like saying it. It's a fun word, volute. Say it with me. Makes you sound smart and educated, even if you're not. All right, so that's that. I've got a template now to do the pocketing on the body, and I am unsure it's a humbucker, single humbucker neck pocket, and it fits perfectly the neck template I'm going to use for the main neck. What I'm going to have to do is make a little tab that butts up against the back of that template and follows the shape of it and goes back far enough to hit the back of the pickup cavity, because I don't want to do one of those goofy, skinny little Gibson tenons. I don't like those. I'm trying to do it more whole neck width style, where it just jams in there. We glue it in or clamp it in, and then we put a template over it, like Lucifer recommended with making out of, and again, out of MDF, I'll make it that free MDF, and I'll follow Lucifer's advice, and I would take a razor sharp chisel and have some fun with it. This oak isn't very much fun to plane or chisel. I mean, you just gotta be razor sharp, and you can. I finally got the plane iron sharp enough to where I just had a wonderful experience with the plane. Things seem all smooth and square and flat, and I felt like I was at the beginning level of being able to handle work with this oak at that level. I think it would easily handle most other woods or anything softer, basswood or mahogany or I haven't used it on maple yet, but we'll see how good I got it. But yeah, that's about it for now. You think of anything? My friend showed up again. I saw Brett Lucifer. I saw him show up at his place when he was his neck. I feel for you. Brett, I really do. His neck moved after he cut it all out, and I just live in terror of that stuff. I worked with metals my whole life, and man, I've ground 5/1000 off a plate and had it spring. You know, it just has nuts and wood's got to be worse. So I don't know what he's going to do. I wish him well. Put in a layer of put it off and put in a layer of veneer or something cool. Turn a negative into a positive if you can. I don't know. I'm trying to. Like I say, my friend showed up. He's hanging around. I've never done any. I'm in completely uncharted territory. I've done almost none of this before. So for a set neck, that is, I would probably be a lot farther down the road if I wasn't doing a set neck. There's a lot of trepidation. Shut up. Involved with this one. So, and again, and I don't have a lot of other wood to play with here, at least for a set neck. I could always shift gears and bolt that, make a maple neck and bolt that puppy on there probably. And you never know, that may very well be what happens. Or I might set it up like just like a bolt on and angle the pocket and glue it in. Who knows? Do something radical and stupid. But anyhow, that's going to do it for this video, video number 2, and that is where we are at. And I don't know that I didn't catch the rule. I've heard people mention it for the number of videos this year. Since I am not actually in the running for any prize, I guarantee you I'm not. I don't really give a shit, and I'm guessing it might be 8 or 9 videos. It might be 6. I don't know. But I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to try and make a guitar that looks good and plays good, and whatever else happens along the way is pretty much, as far as the contest goes, it's pretty much fine with me. I'm not that interested in that. I realize that there is no fame and fortune in the guitar building world for me. So the other thing I'm going to do is probably, I don't think I have enough thickness here, before I sign off here, I don't think I have enough thickness here to do any kind of a large, tall carve. I probably, I don't know, they probably don't do it. I'm probably ripping off Texas Toast again, but I think I'm just going to sort of do it the way it looks like they do it. You know, cut a little angle there, angle the pocket, press it in, route the pickup cavity, and go from there. But like I say, I'm not going to stick to the video rules or number of videos or stuff like that. I just, whatever it takes to finish. The reason I enter is so I finish stuff. Otherwise, I would, I'm looking at, including this one, I've got 4 guitars, 3 of which are scratch builds in various stages of build, and one of them is a rehab that's pretty much done and needs to be put back together, and this will probably get done first because there's a deadline, even if it is October. But that's the benefit I have, being able to work on whatever I feel like it, when I feel like it, without any kind of other constraints, other than, you know, working on other stuff around the house. But we shall sally forth and continue working on it. And good luck to everybody. I hope everything's going good for y'all. And yep, we'll catch you next time. You got anything to say? Yeah, shut up. You're done. Don't listen to him.